You have to mandate a minimum number of competitions if you want to be able to compete at championships or Olympics. I'll start with football, start with basketball. In the NFL, there's currently 17 regular season games that you play, 18 weeks in total. You can't qualify for the playoffs if you only play 10 games. In the NBA, you can't even qualify for postseason awards anymore if you don't play at least 60 games, but you can't qualify for the playoffs if you only play 40 games, if you only play half the season. But in track and field, you ain't got to compete to go to U.S. championships. You ain't got to compete to do that. In track, you can run one time, run the qualifying standard, run again at U.S. championships, and make it to Worlds or make it to the Olympics. You have to mandate a minimum number of competitions, not just a minimum qualifying standard time-wise. You got to say, look, track athletes, look, field athletes, you'll have to compete at least 7 times in a season if you want to qualify for U.S. championships. That's the only way to incentivize the athletes to be complicit in the ecosystem of the sport. If you allowed football players to only play, 6 games a season and get away with it, they'd probably choose to do so. Now, you might say, okay, well, what about injuries, Acho? It's just a part of sports. The best ability is availability. Tom Brady, greatest football player ever. In 2000, and I believe it was 8, he got hurt. Patriots went 11-5. They didn't even make the playoffs, y'all. They didn't make the playoffs. It's a part of it. So in track, if you can't run the minimum number of meets required to qualify for champs, you get hurt. It's a part of sports. Best ability is availability. The greatest athletes ever aren't just the most talented, they're also the most durable. That, to me, would be the biggest solve in track and field, particularly in America. You have to mandate a minimum number of meets for every athlete every year to help the ecosystem of the sport. Minimum number of meets, more athletes compete. More athletes compete, more people watch. More people watch, more TV deals. More TV deals, more money.